Hi, I'm Rupa. I'm back with another influencer marketing, compliance, regulatory, legal update. This week, no ASA rulings to talk about, but I do want to focus very heavily on B2B influencer marketing. The reason why is because I've been talking about it in all of my 2020 predictions. I think it's a key area for many brands and agencies, and it's actually growing. It's showing a huge amount of success. So B2B influence marketing, what are the rules? This is a hazy area, and this is exactly why I want to talk about it, because there's been quite a lot of disagreement. I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on LinkedIn about whether the exact same rules apply. And the reason why many people feel that the same rules shouldn't apply is because the audience are fundamentally different. Of course, with B2B, you've got a business audience, and the way they understand an ad and the way they treat an ad or act upon an ad is going to be very different to a consumer. The question is then, therefore, do they have different rules? Now, I've put this to CAP, the Committee of Advertising Practice, and they've come back and said that when it comes to disclosure, no, the rules are not different. So in the same way that a B2C ad needs to be disclosed, a B2B ad needs to be disclosed. Obviously, it's more complicated than that, because we need to also ask what exactly is a B2B ad. We need to know what the editorial control is, and also whether there's some kind of payment. And this is where I think it gets quite complicated, because of course, payment when you're working with a B2B influencer isn't necessarily just going to be a very simple cash transfer, bank transfer for £500, say. It's going to be probably a relationship that you've developed, and there might be incentives, there might be trips, there might be all sorts of things that don't necessarily fall under the banner of payment, or might not, in your estimation, feel as if they fall under that banner of payment. We've got a bit of guidance from the FTC. Now, I know we're talking about UK in this video, but FTC can help us here, where they talk about, for example, employees advocating for their own brand, and the FTC feels that needs to be disclosed. Now, the CMA, I believe, would take the same approach. I think if there's some kind of vested interest for an influencer, whether they're B2B or B2C, to be promoting a brand, then it does need to be disclosed. So when we talk about like that business relationship or payment in kind, yes, things such as trips, other types of benefits which might not be monetary will matter, and will turn this from being just a post, which is a nice endorsement for a brand, into being an ad that needs to be disclosed. So I think that's very important, and this is what CAP are saying, that the same rules do apply. What we really need, though, of course, are some ASA rulings to give us some clarity on B2B marketing, which we don't have. But I'm being asked for advice on this, and this is where I think it's going, and this is where I think CAP are trying to tell us from their communication with me. I also put two very particular scenarios to CAP, and sort of tried to get some detailed guidance from them. Doesn't always work that way, but I asked about, actually, I put a LinkedIn scenario, because, yeah, this is where B2B is happening quite a lot. For example, an advocate who is extolling the virtues of a business brand, and they have received some form of payment. Would that need to be disclosed? And CAP confirmed that yes, that would need to be disclosed. The second scenario I went through was on Twitter. So a well-known health influencer being paid to attend a conference tweets about that and puts a discount code for the conference, for tickets to the conference, on Twitter. Now, would that need to be disclosed as an ad? And again, CAP confirmed that yes, the disclosure rules apply to that scenario too. So, ergo, it would need to be disclosed. So I think all of the sort of the nuances that I've seen talked about, the different discussions about B2B and how it's a different playing field entirely. Yes, in terms of how you work with those influencers and your personal strategy for working with them, yes, it is. But in terms of the rules and the regulations, it's not. So you're wisest to follow the rules that you find on CAP's website, or request further guidance from your own legal teams based on what's already out there. So yeah, that's my update on B2B influencer marketing. Hope you find that helpful. Look out for more of these soon.